All right, guys, welcome in. We are in mindset camp. Grand rising, everybody. All right, is this okay? Yes, grand rising, everybody. My name is Tara, and I am your mindset detox coach. I am your coach. All right, so lately we've been playing around with using these cards to find affirmations, which has been pretty cool. I'm considering opening up Mindset Camp on my private community. Trying to figure out how to make those changes within Mighty Networks. But once I do, I'm going to make the announcement to everybody that it's open for you guys to come so that we can finish reading those books and not have to worry about copyright strikes and things like that. So I'll let you guys know when that happens. So this is a 52 card deck with positive affirmations on the inside of the cards. So I'm gonna shuffle them and see if we can get a good message. I know we're gonna get a good message for the day because we always do. So God, please give us a good message for us to pay attention to as we go throughout our day. What is it that we need to be mindful of? What do we need to be made aware of? What changes do we need to make of ourselves so that we can get a better outcome? Let's see this. I listen to my intuition and trust my inner guide. All right, so are you listening to your inner self? Are you being guided by your intuition? Are you still trusting other people? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the trust that we put into people that don't know what they're talking about. Our friends, our family members, and even our parents sometimes. Sometimes we don't go to the right source for information or for encouragement or new ideas. We bring our new ideas to people who are stuck in place and who don't seem to come up with any ideas for themselves. Why do we do that? It makes no sense. It makes no sense for us to come up with this grand idea and then we go and tell our friend, okay, one of our friends, we could say our best friend, and then we already know they're going to shoot the idea down. They didn't come up with it. They're going to find everything in the world wrong with it. They're going to, well, so-and-so do that too. And last time I checked, we got more than one type of probably edge control, more than one type of shampoo, more than one type of conditioner, more than one type of body oil, more than one type of lotion. So what does it matter if anybody else is doing it too? Or your friend that just can't see how how you could actually do your idea. How can you actually do that? Girl, you can't do that. Girl, go sit down somewhere. That take money. Stop telling your small friend your big ideas. Okay, you got to keep that stuff to yourself. I know it's hard. I know how hard it is. I know how hard it is for you to hold water and actually, not say what that idea is, but you need to go write it down in your journal. You need to create some notes in your phone, create different folders in your notes where you have things categorized, and you'll be amazed. Like when you have that time, you're like, all right, now what I'm gonna do? Okay, go look through your notes and you got things already there that you can hit go on. That's how I operate. I write down, but I take notes of everything. Every time I get an idea, every time something comes to my mind, I categorize it in folders, and then I add to it. And recently I was like, man, I'm ready for a new game plan. I'm getting bored with what I'm doing. Like the way that I'm doing things, I'm getting bored with it again. So it's time for me to revamp it, make some changes, do something different. And I'm like, what I'm going to do? I go look at my phone. I got a full plan right there. I have the full plan already written out from some other time that I was brain dumping. So have your brain dumps in your phone and don't go tell nobody else. It's none of their business. They small-minded anyway. Your friend that just sit there all day doing nothing, the one who gossip all day long, always talking about people's business, only want to go out in the club, only talking about, whatever man, you know, loser, bad man that she's trying, whatever, you know, just ridiculousness. Trusting in folks who don't know what they talking about. Right. Always trusting the people who don't know what they talking about and don't even fit in the caliber of what you're trying to do. They're not even in that zone of where you're trying to go. So why are you asking them for advice? And what do they think? They don't think much. They don't think about much. You know what they think about. They talk to you about what they think about. That's what whatever they talk to you about, that's what they think about. Okay? And that is it. So don't tell those people your ideas. Don't tell them your plans. Don't tell them nothing. Trust. I listen to my intuition and trust my inner guidance. Trust your inner guidance. Just trust your inner guidance. And even if you don't fully trust yourself yet, write it down. But I'm telling you guys waste, I'm not going to say you guys, I'm going to say us. We waste time and opportunity being scared, trying to make sure the timing is exactly right. And we totally miss out on opportunities. I have missed out on some opportunities. I missed out on some opportunities recently for not really, like, you know, full on believing in my abilities. And like, you know this off the top of your head. Like, why would you let this opportunity pass you up when you know what you know? You produce the results. You do what you've been doing for a while. So why are you, you know, you guys, I'm sure y'all in the same position. Which one of y'all is letting your opportunities slip by you because you're having moments of doubt in yourself? That's how it goes. You got to stop that. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition and write down your plans. Take note of it in your phone. Take note of your plans. Okay? And the stuff that you put in your phone, if you save it to your cloud, save it to your cloud. And then when you don't have nothing to do, go back and look at your notes. Okay? You will be amazed. You will fill up. You will fill up. That's the gas you need. That's what I'm working on. I used to trust my intuition so much. Somewhere I fell off. Getting back to it. We need to control our thoughts. That's the thing. We need to have control. Look, you can control your thoughts. Letting your thoughts run rampant. Even if we need to change. We need to train our subconscious mind. Okay? Your subconscious mind is based on the constant conscious thoughts that you keep having. Okay, these conscious thoughts that you keep having, that the words you keep saying, the way that you keep talking, you have an impoverished way of talking, impoverished way of thinking, low-level conversations, low-level entertainment. All of that stuff feeds into it. All of that. So we need to train our subconscious mind, get our subconscious mind to, because, all right, so this is how it works. Your conscious mind is always telling you this, that, and the other, okay? You could do it. You can't do it, okay? But what about this? What about that? You wasn't able to do it in the past before. So-and-so said they don't even think that this could even work, all right? So you're sitting here thinking these thoughts all day long. All day long you're thinking these thoughts. So what happens is your subconscious mind is on autopilot. That is what's creating our reality, our subconscious mind, our autopilot mind. To train your subconscious mind to have better automatic thoughts and have better outcomes, we need to stop ourselves from consciously saying negative things and doing negative things toward ourselves. That's what I'm working on. How do you do that? That's what I'm talking about right now. We need to stop allowing ourselves to have negative self-talk about ourselves, okay, and about our situation. Because you can totally do whatever it is that you're trying to do. Just set the goal and you can do it. But you got to set the goal first. And then you have to also believe in yourself. So, and then if you don't believe in yourself, you need to write down why you don't believe in yourself. Write it down. Ask yourself, why do I not believe in myself? Why do I not think that I can do this? Because I dropped the ball in the past. Because every time I get an opportunity or something comes up, I just, I fumble. I don't follow through. I get shy and don't call. I just let the opportunity go. I let things just pass me by. So I don't want to go and mess up, this opportunity. I'd rather just wait until everything is perfect and then I'll jump on it. That's not the way that we need to be thinking. That's actually negative self-talk. That is negative self-talk. That's not the self-talk that we need to have. We need to have the talk. When we start talking like that, we need to etch that out and picture what it is that we're trying to do. But you need to be clear on what you want. You got to write it down. Take note of it in your phone. Take note of it. What is it that I want? What is my goal? Or how is it that I want to be at this time? What would be my ideal existence in this moment? How would I like to exist? Where would I like to live? What would I like to do? How would I like to make an income? How do I want to educate my children? How do I see myself? You need to envision that and then make steps towards it, but write it down first. And then when that negative talk starts creeping up in your mind about how all the things that you done failed at in the past, this is not that. This is not that. Let me tell you, I have started several businesses. I have started quite a few businesses. And some of those businesses never even made it off the ground, not even a smidge. Not even a smidge, not even a bit. I remember buying all the equipment to go and make t-shirts. I went and bought everything. I had paint. I had boxes with hundreds of t-shirts. I had an LLC. And when I tell you I have never, ever sold a t-shirt, that was a part of my journey. You think I was going to stop there because I did not sell no t-shirts then? I moved on. I moved on to something else. Once I built myself back up, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get back in there again. But this time, I'm going to do it in this way. And I'm going to make my business prove itself along the way. Come on now, we all live. I'm going to make the business prove itself along the way so that it's not eating up what I need for my children and what I need for my family. So you're learning things along the way in your process. Whatever your goal is that you're trying to achieve, whatever it is that you're working your way towards, it is a process. It's going to take time and it's going to take failures. But in the failures, that's what you learn. That's how you learn how to make things better. You're like, man, I don't know what I need to do to make this better. Correct the problem. Whatever the problem is, correct that problem. That's how you make it better. That's why we have problems. It's to highlight what it is that we need to change and make better. That's the only reason why we have the problem. Once you fix the problem, then everything gets better. That's how that goes. So you want to know, like, damn, I don't know what I need to do. What do I need to do to get this thing going, to get this better? How do I make my life better? Examine the problem. That's all it is. Examine the problem and then work towards a solution to your problem. But what's the best way to work towards your solution to your problem? Write it down. You need to start writing it down first. You don't want to write, type it, go into the notes, brain dump in the notes. Or bullet point. I prefer bullet points because bullet points guide you to an end point. When you just brain dump and you're writing in just a paragraph, just endless writing, and then you flip the page over and then you're writing some more and then you go over to the other side and you just continuing writing, you can't go back and look at that. That's not something that you can go back and that's like going back to read a diary. And it's hard to get to a solution in that. But when you brain dump in bullet points, it doesn't allow you to dwell on the unimportant parts of it. The parts that are based on just, I feel, how, I'm a Scorpio moon, but a lot of Scorpios be like, I feel this and I feel that. And because I feel, no. Okay? No, we need to get in there, put it in bullet points, allow yourself one line on the paper, one line across per problem. That's it. And put your feelings out on there too. Put how you feel on there too, because that might help you make better decisions about all the brain dump of the list of problems you got. The list of problems that you have is what you need to turn into your formula to make your life better. That's your formula right there. You want to make your life better? Look at your bullet points that you have put down on the paper. You get a loose leaf sheet of paper. All the kids going back to school right now, so I know a lot of parents out there, y'all got a notebook you can grab, or you can get a notebook for 50 cents or something, or $1 from somewhere, and then you just take one line, you bullet point each problem that you have. And you can bullet point your feelings, but you allow yourself one line across that paper. You cannot go to a second line on that problem. So that means that you need to summarize it. You need to put it in shorthand. And then some of us, we have complex problems. It's multi-layers to the problem. So then you put down each part of that problem. Each part of it. And if you feel like you want to blame some people and you want to put them into your bullet points, put them into your bullet points. You will see that it's not your fault, not their fault. It's not entirely their fault. Things that we call other people's fault is pretty much what we allow them to do. We allowed them to do that. So let's take accountability and responsibility for what we allow in our lives. Because usually we know the tendencies of that person. Just like with our kids, we pretty much know their tendencies. So we don't have to continue to allow the same cycle to happen with the same people. We can start to end those cycles. But the best way to end those cycles is to work on yourself. When you work on yourself, then the people around you will change. They will change towards you. People will start to change towards you. More people will be respectful towards you because they will see how you are respecting yourself. And it's not just, oh, you decide to change, so then now everybody's supposed to just jump on your change bandwagon. It don't work like that. You have to uphold it for an extended period of time. You need to be consistent in your changes for yourself. And only then will the people around you start to reflect the change that you are putting out. Okay? Because everybody in your life, everything around you is a reflection of you. It's a reflection of you. That's why everybody around you seems so frustrated, because you frustrated. It's you. Everything is a reflection of you. So how about we implant thoughts in our mind, implant images in our mind? Now, some of us have a hard time visualizing. I used to have a hard time trying to hold an image. I used to think that, oh, well, I'm having a hard time. Like, I can't really see that or form that clear vision or make that look like a full picture inside of my mind. I used to think that. But then I realized I'm actually a visual learner. I am a visual learner. I can see something, and then that's how I remember everything from doggone school. I could see myself sitting in the class, and I could see the answers on the test, and I could see the whole situation. So I remember all that stuff, But what you can do if you have a hard time holding that visualization is you can write it down. Bullet point it. Bullet point your dream life. Bullet point the way that you want to be. Bullet point what you want people to call you. Do you want people to refer to you as Miss? Do you want people to refer to you as Yeye? Do you want people to refer to you as, what is your name for yourself? How do you want people to address you? Write that down. Write down these changes that you want to make for yourself. And then stick to it. Read it from time to time. You don't have to read it all the time. You don't have to read it every day. You know what you want. You wrote it down. It's something that's inside your heart. But read it from time to time. You get bored. You're sitting up in the auto place waiting on a car service. Go look at that note and remind yourself, yeah, I am. I'm bad. I'm bad like that. Yes. And I have been upholding those standards. Yes, I can see. Oh, yeah, I did write that down. I have been doing that. Check. You'll see that. So that's the release and let go. That's the release and let go, because you wrote it down, you set the intention, and then you set a set of actions that you're going to do. Okay? That's the other part. You need to set a set of actions that you're going to do to guide yourself towards those things. So if you got your first list, your list is everything you disgusted about. Okay? Disgusted with a G. Okay? Everything that you disgusted about, you're going to bullet point it. You're going to allow yourself only one line per complaint in your life. You can complain about your situations. You can complain about you write down all your feels. Okay. You can complain about people if you want to. You can complain about every single thing you want to complain about, but you only allow yourself one line. And then you're going to do another list. That's going to be your perfect life. Your perfect life. But first, before you get to that perfect life, I want you to cross off some things on that list of complaints. You will see where you are double working yourself. You can see where you will be working yourself backwards or out of order. You can see like, oh, if I actually did this before I did that, then that would make these things flow a whole lot better, and I can accomplish these set of tasks a lot better. It's like if you got a to-do list and you got to run errands. and you're running from one end of the city to the other end of the city. You're not going to go from all of these zigzag all over these points and go back and forth all over the place. You're not. You're going to itemize it in your mind, and you're going to make a nice little, you're going to start here. You're going to go to the other end of the city and circle back around. That's what you're going to do, right? You're going to make it make sense. You're not going to zigzag and go back and forth all day. And that's what some of you guys are doing, and that's why you're frustrated in your life. You got so much stuff on your plate. You're trying to do so much for yourself. Well, not even for yourself. You're doing so much for everyone else. Every time somebody calls you and asks you to do something, you jumping up to do it. You ain't got nobody that you can even call on and ask for help. You can't depend on nobody, but everybody's depending on you. Look, even if you're just a busy person, itemize it, and then you will start to cross things off the list. Okay, that you are double doing. There's some situations where you're going to have to be like, look, before you even get to that, because I know you're going to have a hard time with that one. So what I need you to do is put a set of actions. What are the things that you are going to do? Okay. What are the things that you can actually do? After you cross off that list, just make that list a little smaller, rewrite the list a little smaller, and then you go over to the set of things that you want your life to be. You're going to use that list to help you create your life that you want. Because some of these things are duties, things that we got to do, like go to work, pick up our kids. You can put that down as a complaint. You can put it down as a complaint, because you might even manifest some ad might pop up for some type of service that can help alleviate you for some of the things that you have on your plate, like cleaning services, like services that do errands for you. There's one of them that I have. I can't remember the name of it. Stuff. It's called Stuff. And it's $20 a month. And I can just type in what I need somebody to do, whether it's make a hair appointment, cancel a hair appointment, call up to see if they have this available at a store, place an order for me somewhere, this, that, and the other. There's different things that once you have it written down, what you got going on, then you'll be in alignment for the help that you need to come to you. You'll be in alignment because you're clear on what it is that you need. So then you got your list of your perfect life. You need to make your action steps. Make your action steps. What are the things that I can do in the self-development, self-improvement area that will help me to obtain this life that I want, the life that I'm working towards? Okay. What are the set of actions? Morning routine. Morning routine. Start with the morning routine. Are you dealing with habits? Are you dealing with habits that are keeping you in place? And some of us, we look down on people because maybe they have a marijuana habit. Maybe they have a pill habit. Maybe they have a illegal drugs habit. Maybe they have an alcohol habit. Maybe that might be their habit. But some of us have a gossip habit. Okay, some of us have a habit of looking down on others and talking shit about people. Some of us have a habit of just being negative ass people. Some of us have other habits. Okay, routine helps so much. We have other habits, so we need to adjust all of those habits. Okay, turning the mirror around on ourselves, looking at everybody that we're complaining about, everything that we are complaining about, and seeing where do we fit in on that, because that's a mirror reflection of you. That's a mirror reflection of what you got going on inside of you. All the complaints that you got right there, all the people that get on your nerves, they are a reflection of you. I bet the thing that is getting on your nerves that person did, imagine a time that you did that yourself. Imagine a time that you acted the way that person is acting that is getting on your nerves. I bet you can picture a time where you didn't act like that, or you put someone else in that type of compromising situation that person is putting you in. You can see it. That is a reflection. These people, these situations, everything we disgusted with, that person that won't get off their ass and do what the hell you want them to do is a reflection of you. What are you not doing? Because if you were doing all that you're supposed to be doing, you would not have time to notice what they're not doing. You're not doing enough. That's why you notice what they're doing, because you ain't doing enough. You're not working hard enough. You have too much time to notice what other people are doing and not enough time focused on what you need to do for you. That message may not be for everybody, but I know it was for somebody on here. I listen to my intuition and trust my inner guide. That is the basis of what we're talking about here. That's the basis of the conversation. So, in trusting this inner guide, we're going to make action steps and create us a morning routine. Okay, create the morning routine. That is the start of the day. That is the start of the day. Creating what am I going to do in the morning? The first thing first, before I touch that doggone Instagram, before I go on anything. Now, you could come here to YouTube and plus replay on my mindset videos to help you put you in tune for whenever you got to wake up in the morning. Okay, go and get some self-help in the morning. Play a self-help message. Join some groups that do that kind of stuff in the morning. I have 2 groups that I'm in the morning. I'm in David Shan's morning meetup, and I'm in Storming's Wellington I Am Well community. And then I join in on Rick the Wealth Coach because he teaches business based on the Bible, and I love that stuff. He teaches us those principles that I need to hear to show me how to lead the people that God is assigning to me. Because I know I have an assignment. I've been knowing for a very long time that I have an assignment. And I'm cool with it now. I was scared at first. I was scared for a long time, but I'm okay now. I'm good with my assignment now. And I'm trying to help you be good with your assignment too. So in the morning, your morning routine, first thing you do, you need to turn off the notifications off Instagram. Okay? Turn off your Instagram notifications. Even if you're running a business, you're like, oh, I'm running a business. I need to have my Instagram notifications. No, you need to automate your Instagram. You need to do some auto replies on your Instagram. If you're running a business, you need to automate it. Okay? And you need to turn the notifications off because you do not need that to be the first thing that you see when you wake up in the morning. Whatever email that you are using for business, you need to turn off the notifications in the morning. Turn it off because you need to center yourself before you start to deal with other people's problems. How are you going to deal with other people's problems if you can't deal with your own? If you didn't center yourself to deal with yourself, you got to deal with yourself first. Get yourself in alignment in order first. So what we going to do? We're going to wake up. We're going to brush our teeth. We're going to take us a lukewarm bath or shower, not hot, because hot going to make you back lazy and sleepy. Okay, it's going to make you go lay back down like, whoo. I just need to lay down for just a second. 10 more minutes, just 10 more minutes. All right. Next thing you know, it's 12 p.m. You done woke up at 7. You done messed up your whole little morning routine. We don't need to do that. So we wake up, we brush our teeth, we take a lukewarm, try to get it as cold as possible. So I say lukewarm bath. Okay, then we need to go and do what? Take our supplements. We need to stretch. Okay, we need to do some type of activity to get our blood going. If you do not work out or if you do not do yoga, you need to do some jumping jacks, some squats, freestyle it. Do some little twerking, hip hop dancing, whatever you got to do to get your blood flowing. But you need to do that for about 15 minutes in the morning. We're setting up our morning routines because we want to boost our natural endorphins. We want to get on a natural high before our day starts. So we ain't got to start our day with no weed. And we ain't got to start our day with a dopamine hit from Instagram, which you don't even know what you're going to get when you click on that Instagram when you first wake up in the morning. You don't know what you're going to get. You might get some ass shaking. You might get a dead body. You might get some terrible news. You might get some complaints from some people. Or you might get some good things. You might get a wonderful motivating message. You might get a testimonial from somebody. You never know which way it's going to go. So you can save that for later. Okay? And block out the time that you're going to take when you're going to do that. Okay? You don't need to do that first thing first. You don't need to check those messages first thing first. No, you don't need that. We need to center ourselves first. Okay? So that's our morning routine. We're going to wake up. We're going to brush our teeth. We're going to go and take us a lukewarm, mildly warm, kind of cool bath or shower. All right. We're going to take our supplements. We're going to get our blood going for at least 15 minutes. If you don't work out or do yoga, we're going to get our blood going for 15 minutes by doing jumping jacks, doing squats, doing lunges, doing a little any of that just to get ourselves going. All right, that's what sit-ups. If you're a woman who has had babies in the past, okay, sit-ups is not the best thing for us because we have muscle separation. We have muscle. I was about to stand up, but our business at the top, party at the bottom. So our stomach muscles will separate and do this. Instead of being straight up and down, they'll curve out like that. And that's why women have the little fupa, our little lady pouch, the little love pouch. Okay. So how do you get those muscles to straighten back up? You do leg lifts. You lay flat on the floor. Lay flat on the floor and you lift your legs in the air. If it's hard for you to lift your legs and you get like a little pain, then bend your knees, lift your knees to your chest, okay? And that's it. I like to juggle. Oh, that's a nice one. I used to try to juggle when I was a kid. Never got it. Just never. It was not coordinated for juggling. It was not coordinated for double dutch. I had a double dutch in neighborhood. I'm like the only kid that can't double dutch. I'm like, don't want to get popped in the face with the rope. Anyways, all right, so that's our morning routine. That is what we're going to do in the morning, and that's going to set the tone for the day. We're not going to overload you by just going through the whole day routine because that's going to be too much for you. We're going to start right here with our morning routine. So what is our morning routine? We're going to recap. It's been 30 minutes, and I got to get out of here and get to work. So morning routine, we're going to wake up, brush our teeth. We're going to take a lukewarm, kind of cool, kind of bath or shower. We're going to take our supplements. We're going to do 15 minutes of some uplifting cardio. Okay, and then as we work, we are going to listen to self-help audio recordings. Okay, we're going to dive into the world of self-help. There is a book that I want you to listen to here on YouTube, or it might have been taken down from YouTube. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F-U-C-K. Okay, that's the book I want you to read. The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F-U-C-K. And if you are in business, I need you to read the book Oversubscribed, or listen to the audio recording of Oversubscribed. That is the book that I am currently listening to. So if you want to read the same book that I'm reading, go ahead and get that. I got mine on Apple Books. I'm going to be back here tomorrow to continue helping us with our mindsets. So y'all go and have a great day.